Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a brand new Pilates routine for you today, your Autumn Renew Pilates routine. So just slowing things down but also working your core stability, your mobility, your balance. So it's quite a challenging routine but something really nice and different to maybe your other workouts that you're doing at the moment. So jump on your mat and let's get started. So we are starting with a lovely roll down and walk out into a plank position, piking the hips up, walking the hands back to the feet and then rolling back up to standing. So this is actually an exercise from the classical mat that we do right at the end of the classical mat sequence, but I just think it's really nice to get your spine moving, to feel strong and centered in that plank position and to just give those hamstrings a little bit of a stretch out as well. So we're exhaling to roll down, take a nice breath in and then start to walk the hands forwards, trying to steady that pelvis and not let it drop left to right. So this is a really nice balancing exercise as well. Try and think of both sides being really equal the whole time, and also the front line and the back line of your body really coming towards each other as you're in that plank, nice and strong. So next exercise, we're coming onto the elbows. So really squeeze the legs together here, keep the heels lifted so the ankles are nice and stable, and then you're going to pike your hips up, really imagining that your navel is drawing towards your spine, and that is what pikes those hips up. The tailbone lengthens up towards the ceiling, and stabilizing the shoulders and mobilizing the shoulders. So what we try and do in Pilates is create lovely mobility in our joints, but also the stability needs to be there. And that comes with good alignment and centering, focus and concentration. So just all of those Pilates principles coming together here to really get you to get a lovely, strong, mobile body. And this is a chance for you to just also concentrate on that neck alignment. So try not to let the chin come up too high. Just keep it nice and tucked in so the neck is a long extension all the way from your spine and lengthening out through the crown of your head as well. So I told you this routine was going to be a little bit challenging. We're just taking things up a level and really firing up the body, firing up the core, but just take it at your own pace. Obviously don't go too quickly. It's about the quality rather than the quantity with these exercises. So coming onto the side lying position now, just taking you into a different alignment to concentrate on your core stability, but always thinking about the same thing. So nice square box from shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip, and then we're doing the oyster, so a favourite in Pilates. We're opening up the hip and then letting the knee just come down. So this movement comes from the hip joint rather than the pelvis. So try and keep both sides of your waist nice and long and lengthened, and that pelvis really nice and still in space. And the challenge here is not to sink into the shoulder or the waist. So as much as we're concentrating on that hip, it's also really important that you keep aware of that shoulder that you're on, making sure the elbow is directly underneath and you're keeping active in the trunk of your body as well. So now going on to a side lift and working those obliques, working that waist a little bit more and adding a lovely stretch through the arms. This is the first time we've done a floating arm, so just make sure that you're concentrating on how you're moving the arm. So if you watch, my palm turns from facing down to my thigh and then it faces down towards the floor as it goes up by my ear. So really try and focus on that movement of your arm and have it just slightly in front of the shoulder, so the shoulder blade just glides really nicely. And then we're coming into a full side plank as you thread the needle here. If you want to keep your knees bent and down on the floor, then that's a modification, but if you're feeling really strong, then go for this version. So again, keeping the pelvis nice and fixed, and we're mobilizing the upper part of the back now into rotation, so just a little bit of rotation there, and then going on to the other side. So tend to get quite tired on the shoulder when you're there for a bit long, so definitely just take a little break whenever you need to. And then we're going to repeat that side line section on the other side. So take a moment to line yourself up and then going into that oyster. So opening and closing the top thigh, movement coming from the hip. So this is just a nice, short, sweet Pilates routine, but you're going to be tired if you're really concentrating, really being mindful, and then it's tiring work. It's hard work to stay this mindful with our movements. So just try and stay concentrated for this short amount of time, and you really feel like you've really worked your body and your mind. And keep lengthening the waist, always focusing on that long lengthened spine, long lengthened waist, and balancing out both sides. And then going on to that side lift, so bringing the feet back a little bit, and then you're going to lift the hips up. And really a little key point here, just to watch that the ribs don't flare forward. So again, it's that front line of the body, back line of the body coming towards each other, navel pulling in towards the spine gently, and trying to control the way up and also the way down, so you're not just kind of collapsing down back to the floor. So we're lifting the waist away from the mat, and then going into that threading the needle and trying to fix the pelvis, the hips, one on top of the other, and then threading the arm underneath you, following with your eyes, because if you look, then maybe you'll be able to move the way you're looking. So just moving that little bit further, and also keeping that continuation of the movement through your head. And then finally, we're just coming into this lovely straddle position, which can be quite a challenging position for some of us. So if you want to just cross your legs and do this side reach, then that's absolutely fine. But to give those legs a little stretch, then taking them out, and then we're just going up and over. After that side planking, then this is just going to feel really, really nice. Stretching into the groin, the hamstrings, and the side of your body. And just taking your time now to recenter yourself, using your breath, keeping that connection to your center, and then you are all done.